Hello friends, welcome to our next video. In this video, we'll be discussing previous year question paper of LDCE exam for the year 2019 and 2020. In this question paper, we'll be covering 20 questions from question number 21 to question number 40. For previous discussion, you can check our other videos in the playlist. So let's start with question number 21. Which of the following are considered as the period spent on duty by a government servant under the fundamental rules? So in these 20 questions, most questions are from fundamental rules, and some questions are from miscellaneous topics like house rent allowance, uh, house accommodation. Similarly, some questions are from miscellaneous topics like pension. So for these questions, we will be referring to Swami's compilation of fundamental and supplementary rules. I cannot open Swami's handbook here, so you can open that book on your side. I'll be mentioning the relevant page numbers and rule numbers during this discussion. So the statement 1 says training in professional subjects or technical subjects. So as per fundamental rule 9, which governs the period spent on duty by a government servant, training not in professional subjects or technical subjects is considered as duty. You can refer page number 7, para 60. So statement 1 is incorrect. Training in territorial army is correct as per subpara 4 on page number 6. Training at NDC in the case of officers belonging to Indian Audit and Account Service, that is also allowed as per para 9 on page number 7. Period of waiting on joining from leave for posting orders, that is also correct as per para 20 on page number 10. So actually some are part of fundamental rules and some are given as GOI clarification issued from time to time in the format of OM or decision given by audit or court case. So only option 2, 3 and 4 are correct, hence the right answer will be B. Next question number 22. When a government servant is placed under suspension, the competent authority shall pass an order regarding payment of subsistence allowance to him under which of the following rules? So this will be covered under fundamental rule 53. You can read more on page number 284, para 3. For other options, let me give you a brief idea. FR22 is for pay fixation and promotion, and 1A1 is on for assuming higher responsibilities and duties along with promotion. FR52 is on fixation of pay and allowances of officers dismissed and removed from service, and FR54(1) is for pay and allowances of government servants who are reinstated after such dismissal or removal based on a completion of an inquiry or decision by competent authority. Hence the right answer is C. Next is question number 53. So I would like to highlight this thing in this discussion, that these questions like subsistence allowance, training on duty are covered not in just this paper, they have been asked in previous year questions as well, and they were asked again in 2021-22 paper and 2023 paper. So once you are watching this video, please note down these topics. So when you're preparing, you have to give extra focus on these topics because UPSC has been asking these questions repeatedly in past and in future, and there are very high chances that questions from these topics will be asked again in next question whenever next exam happens. So preparation should be done in a targeted manner. So question 23 says consider the following statements regarding combination of appointments under fundamental rules. So statement 1 says when an officer is formally appointed to hold full additional charge of another post, the aggregate of pay and additional pay shall in no case exceed 2,25,000. So as you know that this is the highest basic pay given to a government servant except cabinet secretary, in whose case it is 2,50,000. This is the ceiling in case of additional pay, and it is given on page 260 of FRSR compilation in subpara 4. Statement 2 says additional pay shall be admissible to a government servant who is appointed to hold current charge of a routine duties of another post. No, it is not admissible when holding the current charge of routine duties of other post. You can see this in subpara 5 on same page. Next is deputation allowance shall be admissible to an officer for holding additional charge of an ex-cadre post. So on page 263 in para 3 this has been clarified that no deputation allowance will be given in these cases. So only statement 1 is true, hence the right answer is A. Next question is 24. In respect of which of the following items of work grant of honorarium is not admissible under fundamental rules? So grant of honorarium is covered under fundamental rule 46, and one by one we'll discuss all the statements. Statement 1 says preparing index of old files in record rooms. So for this no honorarium will be given as given in page 234 para 2.1. Temporary increase in cash book in cash section. So here is actually a typo error by UPSC. It is temporary increase in cash work in cash section. So this is also incorrect. Next statement is special work in arbitration cases. So this is tricky. Sometimes it is given, sometimes it's not given. So when you're fighting from as a arbitrator for your ministry, and sometimes you are acting as arbitrator for some other ministry, so in both the cases there are different provisions. In one honorarium is given, other honorarium is not given. So it is not always that arbitrator will be given honorarium. Statement 4 says exemplary work of commendable nature and devotion to duty. This is also not admissible for honorarium. Hence the question is asking which of the following is not admissible. So all the four are not admissible. However, UPSC has not included this question for calculation, I think due to a data typo error in statement 2 where they have written cash book in place of cash work. They have not included this question. Otherwise the answer is D. And maybe also due to ambiguity in statement number 3 where they have not specified at which kind of arbitration case. So if this question is asked again, you can do some logical reasoning. So let's move on to next question. Which of the following are taken into account for calculation of emoluments for the purpose of recovery of license fee? So for recovery of license fee, it is covered under fundamental rule 45C. As per that, pay is included. Allowances attached to Indian Police Medal are not part of emoluments. Messing allowance is included for nurses, which is given to take care of their messing requirements. Family pension granted under CSS pension rules is also excluded for emoluments. Hence only 1 and 3 are part of emoluments. Hence the right answer will be B. 1 and 3 only. Next question 26. In terms of fundamental rules, which one of the following is the rate of damages to be charged for the third month for unauthorized occupation of type 4 general pool residential accommodation at Delhi station? So this is difficult question, but it has been asked multiple times, so you can prepare. So the keywords are here: third month, type 4 and Delhi. So for first month it is 40 times of license fee, and for subsequent months additional 10% is charged. So for 3 months it will be 40 times of license fee and 20% additional. So the right answer will be statement D. You can check more on page 194 195 in para 15a where the table has been given for different cases. Let's move on to the next question, number 27. A post carrying a definite rate of pay sanctioned for a limited time is called a temporary post as per definition given in page 23. So right answer is option A. Question 28. Which is the period from the date of promotion within which a government servant is required to exercise this option to have his pay fixed under FR 22 1A1? So 1A1 we already discussed that it is for promotion along with assuming of higher responsibilities and duties. So in this cases only 1 month is given to choose whether he wants to have his pay fixed from date of promotion or date of next increment. And the right answer is option A. You can read more on page number 50 of Swami's handbook. Next question 29. Consider the following statements regarding lien in terms of fundamental rules. So lien is a very famous topic and very important topic for the purpose of SOLDC exam. This is covered in page 14 under Fundamental Rule 9. So first statement is the definition of lien. It represents the right of a government servant to hold a regular post. So that is true. Its benefits is also enjoyed by a government employee on probation. No, it is not enjoyed by a government employee on promotion. So this is incorrect. It is also available to those who have been promoted on a regular basis to a higher post. Yes, this is also true. So option 1 and 3 are correct and the right answer is D. Next question number 30 says recurring or non-recurring payment meant as honorarium is granted to a central government servant from the following funds. From which of the following funds? So actually it is given from Consolidated Fund of India, and you can check this on page number 13 para 9 where brief description of honorarium is given. So two questions from the topic honorarium has been asked in this paper. Now I have also mentioned here that this question was repeated again next year in 2022 as question number 28. Here it is asked as question number 30. So you see UPSC is repeating the themes, and in some cases not just themes, actually the whole question has been repeated. So doing previous year question will give you an edge in two ways. First of all, you will be prepared with the knowledge required to solve the question, and second, which is even more important, that you will save time. Suppose you solve this question in just 10 seconds or 15 seconds, so you can use that whole time for this question into some other question, to think, to brainstorm, to try to recall what you have studied. So there are chances that you may solve some more questions in the exam. So these question के बाद let's move on to the next question 31. Again fundamental rules से पूछा गया है. Consider the following statements in the case of government servant placed under suspension. Statement 1 says license fee free concession will cease from the date of suspension. So this is true. For this you may have to refer to this chapter in Swami's handbook on page 288. In fundamental rule 54 this has been given, this whole situation. पैरा 6 सब पैरा 1 में ये स्टेटमेंट दिया हुआ है. तो दिस इज करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. लीव may not be granted to a government servant under suspension. Yes, it may not be granted. तो इस केस में फंडामेंटल रूल 55 अप्लाई होगा, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ये स्टेटमेंट ठीक है. Period of suspension shall be treated as due if the departmental proceedings against a government servant finally end up with imposition of a minor penalty. So अगर माइनर पेनल्टी इम्पोज होती है तो सस्पेंशन का पीरियड ड्यूटी ट्रीट होगा. दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ट्रू. 54 फंडामेंटल रूल के अंदर पैरा 3 में ये दिया हुआ है. सो ऑल द स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट. हेंस द राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन डी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज 32. Under which one of the following fundamental rules the appointing authority has the absolute right to retire in public interest a government servant in Group C post, which was earlier erstwhile class 3, not governed by any pension rules after he has completed 30 years of service. So FR 56L apply होगा यहाँ पे. 56J भी apply होता है, but that is a different situation. So page 306 has a mention of this. सो वन मोर थिंग, इस जो पेपर में 2019-20 में काफ़ी डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं. पेपर का जो डिफ़िकल्टी लेवल है वो इंक्रीज़ होता जा रहा है. सो व्हेन यू विल डू और यू विल वॉच द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस फॉर द ईयर 21, 22, 23, उसमें आप देखेंगे कि क्वेश्चंस बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा डेप्थ में पूछे गए हैं टॉपिक्स. काफ़ी ज़्यादा रीजनिंग करनी पड़ेगी और इतने डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिलेंगे. बट बेनिफिट यह है कि टॉपिक्स यही हैं, ऑनरेरियम, फंडामेंटल रूल्स के बेसिक क्वेश्चंस. तो थोड़ा डीप में गया है यूपीएससी, बट जिसने प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस किए हैं उसकी अगर तैयारी ठीक है तो अगले ईयर के क्वेश्चन पेपर्स में भी वो आराम से सॉल्व कर लेगा. सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नाउ. The doctors belonging to Central Health Scheme, it is not CGHS, it is CHS, have the option to continue in service up to the age of how many years? So the right answer is 65 years. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर ने OM इशू किया था 13 अगस्त 2018 को. उस केस में उसमें ईयर्स इंक्रीज़ कर दिए गए थे सर्विस के, 65 ईयर्स तक अलाउड किया गया था. सो दिस इज़ अ मिसलेनियस क्वेश्चन. आई हैव द OM विद मी. आई एम नॉट ओपनिंग द OM टू सेव टाइम, बट इफ़ यू गूगल द डेट एंड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ द OM, यू विल गेट द OM वेरी इजीली. तो ये मिसलेनियस क्वेश्चन है. आप सारे इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस कवर नहीं कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज यूपीएससी कुछ क्वेश्चंस थोड़े ट्रिकी पूछेगा या कुछ क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्ट ज़रूर बनाएगा. बट द बेनिफिट अगेन इज़ दैट कि अगर ये क्वेश्चन रिपीट होता है नेक्स्ट ईयर, तो जिसने ये वीडियो देखा है या ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए हैं, द कैंडिडेट विल बी स्ट्रेट अवे मार्क दैट आंसर एंड विल गेट good marks. And that is why UPSC repeats previous year questions, to give edge to the aspirants or candidates who have practiced previous year questions. Next question 34. Consider the following statements regarding allotment of general pool residential accommodation. So a question GPRA 2017 की जो गाइडलाइंस आई थी गवर्नमेंट की, वहाँ से लिया गया है. Let me open this PDF for you. So here we have this PDF. Thus, so these rules will be called GPRA accommodation rules 2017. So let's move on to page 5. So in page 5 it is mentioned in part 2 and para 11 subpara 1 that a unified waiting list shall be prepared for each type of accommodation except for type 7 and type 8. So as per question, it is saying that a unified waiting list for all lower types of accommodation shall be prepared. No, it is prepared for all accommodation up till type 6, not just for type 1 to type 4. Type 5 and type 7 will be, type 6 will also be part. So this statement is incorrect. The allotment of accommodation to an allottee under suspension shall be made as if suspension has not taken place. So on page 7 and para 19 this has been given. So this is correct. Statement 3 says allottee may accept the allotment of the accommodation himself only. So this is incorrect. He can accept the allotment himself or through authorized representative before the next bidding cycle. So on page 6 in para 15.2 it has been given here. So you can check. Therefore the right answer is only statement 2. So option B is the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question, again on fundamental rules. A government servant seeks alteration of his date of birth declared by him at the time of appointment and accepted by the appropriate authority. What is the period within which he can make a request in this regard from the date of his entry into government service? So this is part of fundamental rule 56, conditions of service. On page 308 and 309 of Swami's handbook it is given. It is 5 years within which he can apply for change in date of birth, and for valid reasons and for valid conditions this request can be accepted. So I'm using the Swami's handbook latest edition for the year 2023 for solving these questions. So maybe if you're watching this video in later years, you may be using some other edition or later edition. So page numbers may be wrong, but you can refer to relevant fundamental rules and paras. You will be easily able to navigate the आंसर्स, क्योंकि इतना चेंज नहीं होता है 1-2 साल के अंदर. कुछ एडिशंस ही होते हैं, सब्ट्रैक्शंस रेयरली होते हैं. So let's move on to question number 36. Consider the following statements regarding the joining time. So this is part of central government rules on joining timing, CCS joining timing rules. This is given as appendix in fundamental rules handbook on page 756 and 757. So you can refer to this central civil services joining time rules, because I think two questions are asked from these rules in this paper. So statement 1 says joining time shall commence from the date following the date of relinquishment of charge of old post, irrespective of the fact whether the charge is made over in the forenoon or in the afternoon. So this is very incorrect statement because we all know कि अगर forenoon में charge relinquish करते हैं तो वो दिन ज्वाइन टाइम में काउंट हो जाता है, लेकिन अगर आफ्टरनून में चार्ज रिलिंक्विश होता है तो दैट डे इज़ नॉट काउंटेड फॉर ज्वाइनिंग टाइम. So this is incorrect. Statement 2 says quantum of joining time admissible on transfer involving travel for 1000 km or less between old headquarters and new headquarters but does not involve continuous travel by road for more than 200 km is 12 days. So when does not involve travel by road for more than 200 kilometers, the maximum join time admissible is 10 days. This is given in para 5.4. Statement 3 says half a day's join time shall be allowed to a government servant to join a new post within the same station. So within the same station, not more than 1 day's join time shall be allowed, not half day. तो एक दिन से ज़्यादा का join time नहीं मिलेगा इस केस में. So this statement is also incorrect. So question is asking which of the following statements given above are not correct. So all the three are not correct. Hence the right answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. So next question is on HRA. House rent allowance is payable with reference to which of the following? So if you will see the compendium on page 4, para 1, 1.1, basic pay is part of house rent allowance. Non-practicing allowance, special pay and personal pay are not included. It is not given directly, but if you read that whole paragraph, you will be able to eliminate these options 2, 3 and 4. So only option 1 is correct. Only basic pay is included for calculation of house rent allowance among these 4 options. So let's move on to the next question. 38. This is also on HRA. Let me open this HRA compendium to have greater clarity. So here we have the OM on HRA issued by Department of Expenditure dated 30th December 2022, the latest edition. So the question is on HRA to re-employed pensioners. So for that we have to refer to page 11 of these instructions. So as per page 11 in para 6.7, HRA to re-employed pensioners have been defined. So statement 1 says HRA will be calculated on maximum pay of the post if pay plus pension exceeds the sanctioned maximum pay of the post. Yes, so this is very true. As per para 1, it will be calculated on maximum pay of the post. जो लास्ट सेल होगा उस पे लेवल का, उसके बेस पे HRA मिलेगा. HRA will be calculated on pay plus pension in all cases. So in para 3 it is given here that in other cases allowances will be calculated on pay plus pension. तो कुछ केसेस में पे प्लस पेंशन है, कुछ केसेस में नहीं है. नॉट इन ऑल केसेस. सो ऑल केसेस इज इनकरेक्ट. स्टेटमेंट 2 इज wrong in this case. Next statement says amount of pension ignored while fixing pay on re-employment in a civil post shall not be taken into account for purpose of the grant of HRA. So that is true as per para 2. अगर पेंशन इग्नोर करी गई है री-एम्प्लॉयमेंट के केस में तो HRA भी उसके बेस पे कैलकुलेट नहीं होगा. ओनली बेसिक पे विल बी टेकन फॉर कैलकुलेशन. So option 3 is correct. So the right answer will be 1 and 3 only, that is C. Next question is a miscellaneous question. Again it is asked from some OM issued by Department of Expenditure. Question says that where central government officials temporarily stay in a government guest house on their transfer posting to a new station, necessitating change of residence, they shall subject to certain conditions be entitled to reimbursement of the amount of rent paid up to a maximum period of how many months. So just let's open this OM. So we have opened the OM now. This was issued in 1st of Feb 2019. So on page number 1 in para 2, subpara D, it is given that reimbursement of rent shall be admissible up to a maximum period of 6 months. Hence the right answer is 6 months. Other conditions which are given in question are mentioned here. So you can solve this question by referring to this OM. In other years, some other para like A or C can be asked as question. So if UPSC has asked question from some topic, you should prepare the topic thoroughly. I'm not advising you to go through all the OMs issued by Government of India, but at least जिस OM से क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी पूछ रही है उस OM के बाकी पार्ट्स को आप जरूर पढ़ें. Let's move on to the next question, the last question of this video, question number 40. This question is on pension, and this question was again repeated in the year 2021-22 or year 2023. I'm not able to recall correctly. So the question is on admissibility of DNS allowance, DNS relief on pension. किन किन को ये मिलता है, किस किस कंडीशन में मिलता है. So statement 1 says DR is admissible to central government pensioners drawing their pension in India in rupees whether they are residing in India or outside India. Okay. Second statement says DR on pension shall be admissible when a pensioner is appointed as a governor of a state. Okay. Then statement 3 says pension or payment of DR to central government pensioners elected as MP and then appointed as speaker or deputy chairman shall not be suspended. So इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर आप कमेंट बॉक्स में प्लीज़ दें. There is no direct answer to this question. You have to apply some logical reasoning. You can refer to CCS pension rules and some OMs issued by Government of India on DNS relief, जो हर 6 महीने में DNS relief में इंक्रीजमेंट होता है, उसके OM को आप रेफ़र कर सकते हैं. तो उन दोनों को यूज़ करके you can apply some logical reasoning and try to do logical guessing. इसका right answer is D. I'm not discussing the source and logical reasoning in this video. आप प्लीज़ आप कमेंट बॉक्स में बताएं हमें इसकी लॉजिकल रीजनिंग क्या होगी. सो वी हैव कम टू द एंड ऑफ दिस वीडियो. फॉर मोर सच वीडियोस कीप in touch with our channel, like subscribe to this channel, like this video, so that whenever we post some new video you will get notifications. Till we post our next video, please take care and have a good day.